Hello everyone and welcome to the Pylon Show episode number 146. It's going to be a bit of a mini Pylon Show episode because obviously we had a relatively long one last week and we've got the Christmas specials coming up, and I have actually a fun idea that I can already tease to you guys. It is kind of a tradition that at the end of the year all the casters join the Pylon Show and we share our stories, we hand out some awards, we basically, I don't know, we get a bit silly. But I was like, why do we always only do this with the casters? Why does everything need to be about these goddamn casters? What about the players? So I actually think it would be very fun to have two end-of-the-year special Pylon Show episodes. One with a couple of our favorite pro gamers, and then one with a couple of our favorite casters. I think that'd be really fun. So that's why we're going to keep today a bit shorter, and obviously not a whole lot has happened in a week. But there's still always an opportunity to talk about things, and especially to hear from some guys that we haven't heard of in quite some time. And also, I want to apologize for being late, but actually we're not late, we're early. Cobra told me, connect to the voice 10 minutes past 6, we'll go live at 6:30. I was like, that sounds good, Cobra. And calls me 30 minutes past 5. Everything okay? Where are you, Roddy? I'm like, what do you mean, Cobra? So that's why we added a few extra minutes to the timer, because I wasn't quite ready to go live. But we are here, and we are ready to talk about StarCraft. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's introduce the three lovely guests we have today. Let's kick things off with the man that recently got partnered after hours and hours, well, days, months, years of hard work. Chickenman, mate, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Doing great. It's a pleasure to be here. Feels good to get propped up by the community and get a check mark by my name that I can flex on everybody in Twitch chat.
You've been going for that check mark for a long time, right? How many times did you apply?
5 or 6.
Oh.
No.
So
a handful.
Feels super good to be live on Cloud9 right now?
It does. It feels great. I got sick immediately afterwards, so that was the opposite end of it. But feeling good now, ready to keep casting StarCraft for years.
I love that, especially the years part. I'm super happy for you, mate. Well deserved. I know you put in tons and tons of work on your own channel. And once more, thanks for joining. Then in the middle, we have the man with the biggest room in Poland. Not even Kalaris can compete with him. And that's where it's a beautiful looking room out there. Also rocking a mighty fine mustache. Gerald, what's up, mate?
Hello. I'm really happy to be here. It's my first time also in this show. And to be honest, I have to say I really enjoyed the show. I was watching last few in the row. So I'm really happy, and I believe it's not the biggest room in the Poland, but it's really big. I know about this. I mean, guys, I have to say it's not a green screen. I got a lot of questions about it.
One of my favorite moments is when you play against Lambo in the DreamHack Masters, and then people say that Gerald's room is so big that he's stealing all the light from Lambo because Lambo's camera is always so dark. It's one of my low-key favorite Twitch moments, but I'm happy that you're able to join us for the first time. It's obviously great to hear from some of the other people that are active in our scene as well. I know you're a grinder. We'll talk about that in a bit more. And then last but not least, we have one of the absolute OGs of the StarCraft 2 scene, a man who was battling it out with the Muslim and Braddock and O'Reilly in the very early days of StarCraft 2 2010. One of the all-time greats of Ukraine, DIMAGA, still going strong after all these years. How are you doing, mate?
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm doing really good. A lot of StarCraft, a lot of time with my family, with my two boys. But yeah, that's kind of all. Family and StarCraft. I love my life, and I'm happy about it.
I'm so happy that you're able to join us. I feel like it's been such a long time since, at least, I know you're active in the CIS region, and a lot of your streams are in Russian, but I think it's super fun to hear from you, and we'll talk to you soon. How do you do it, man? 11 years of StarCraft 2, you've got 2 kids, and you look as good as you did in 2010. What's the secret, Dima?
It's just because you see my head only. If you see I have a big belly, but yeah, thanks, man.
I don't believe it.
Oh yeah, believe me.
All right. Well, we're going to kick things off as we often do here in the Pylon Show, where we take a look at the 3 weeklies. And obviously, it was special because we had the weekly 100. I still have my inflatable balloons behind me. So let's kick things off with the Korean weekly, because that was the first one to take place. Cobra has brought it up. For some reason, I'm having issues finding it right now, but that's all good. Chickenman, I know you sometimes cast the Korean Weekly. Is that correct?
I do. Yeah, I try to cast it every week.
Did you cast number 100?
No, I didn't. I was sick actually, so I took the evening off. I know it's kind of against the law, but I did.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket, as we had a decent amount of signups. I do still feel that the Korean Weekly is often trailing a little bit behind the other two. I sometimes even feel that more top-tier Koreans participate in the American Weekly than they do in the Korean Weekly. And let's go ahead and take a look at how they've all done. It seems like Dark was dominating. Just give me 1 second, guys. Gerald, did you follow the Korean Weekly?
Not that much. Sometimes I watch some VOD from this. I never watch this live because this hour is it's just too early or too late. Depends how you look on this. But sometimes I watch some VOD, and also I saw sometimes some European tries play it, like Uthermal or Hellraiser. So I'm really happy they can win on ping against Korean sometimes, because Korean can win against us. So
I feel like that happens a little more often than the other way around. As much as I am European biased, I haven't seen us quite dominate the Korean Weekly yet. It did seem that Dark absolutely smashed this one. Lost the map to Zaun in the semifinals, but wiped the floor with Cure in the grand finals. Dark versus Cure. Do you ever catch anything of the Korean Weekly, Dima?
Not about Korean, no, sorry. It's like too late for me. Same as Gerald already said. But yeah, just watching result usually, that's all.
Yep. I mean, Chickenman, since you're the one who casts it most of the time, even though you didn't cast this one, tell the people at home, why should they love the Korean Weekly?
I mean, it's not quite as large of a group of players that you might get on EU or NA, but just look at that round of 8 and even the round of 16. Tell me those aren't some bangers.
Oh, I mean, it is. I think the level of play is very high, but I think it always goes two ways, right? To get truly excited about something. I'm happy that you're casting it. I'd love to see. Like, sometimes I try to make it as well, but I feel like the Korean Weekly gets the least amount of love of the three, and that's perhaps also because a lot of the top tier Koreans sit out. I'm happy to see Dark playing right now, but I'd love.
He's been playing the last few weeks, and it feels a little unfair sometimes. Like I usually feel like it's pretty competitive, but then Dark plays like 3 weeks in a row, and it's like, well, you know, it's Dark. He's just going to win that. So he kind of just dominates everybody.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he did. A 3-0 over Cure. The Korean Weekly does not happen on a Monday. It happens on, is it like Saturday morning for the Europeans? Saturday evening for you, is that correct?
It's, I think it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sunday morning for you guys.
Okay, yeah. So 1 day before. I think they did that to prevent clashing with the GSL, even though that's not really relevant right now. But yeah, that sounds accurate, because it's not 2 days before, it's 1 day. All right, so that was the 100th edition of the Korean Weekly, perhaps not getting the same love as the other regions, but still good to see Dark just kind of being Dark. Gerald, do you also feel that Dark, Maru, and Rogue seem to be on another level compared to like almost anyone else in the Korean scene at the moment?
I mean, I'm playing a lot with Koreans because ESL NA. So I also was playing against Dark, I believe 2 or 3 weeks ago in WTL, this Chinese team tournament. It was 1-1, so I'm pretty happy about this one. But yeah, when I watch, especially Dark TVZ, he's so good. Like this 3-0 claim in SLNA, I think 2 weeks ago, or this 3-0 cure we just saw. And I have to say, Maru playstyle. It's not about the play. It's not just about the player, but about his playstyle is super impressive for me. He looks always on point, even when he's behind. It looks like he has some control on the game. I think these 3 players are really, really better than the rest of the scene. I mean, Korean scene, of course, because Yona is pretty good, and some. I heard about some Italian Zerg. Yes.
Yeah. And the French kid too, right? I think he deserves to be mentioned. You know, they're all kind of all right. All right, speaking of, let's just go ahead and take a look at the European Pro Tour Weekly number 100 then. I think a very special edition. I absolutely loved it. I gave out a couple of bonuses here and there as well, just to make number 100 feel a little special. Had a bunch of balloons, had, I don't know, inflatable 100s flying around. Had a bottle of champagne. It was a good time. Let's start off with you, Dima. You were casting, streaming, playing? What did you do this time around?
I was playing, yeah. And then casting, as always, probably. European tournament. So yeah, I lost to Clem.
I see. How did it go? Did you make him sweat a little?
Not much, but it was kind of okay. Yeah, it was like feeling he's on another level for sure. And all my little mistakes that I usually compared to other turns don't feel it. Against Clem, I feel it a lot. For example, like my injections was like a bit too late. For like 5 minutes game long, or like 7 minutes game long. I was missing like 1.5 injections overall, and it was enough to lose a game. Something like that.
Yeah, since I have you here right now, before we truly talk about the rest of the tournament, some of the results, I think it would be very interesting for the people at home to hear from your point of view, like the differences right now between the top tier guys in 2021 and the differences in when you were one of the absolute top dogs in the European scene. Because in case people started following StarCraft later, Dima was one of the absolute finest in the beginning of Wings of Liberty, 2010, 2011. When we had these kinds of tournaments, Dima would win it. Dima would be in the final or a semi-final, but you were always there. If you compare the eras, Dima, what's the main thing that truly stands out for you?
Wow, it's hard to compare actually, because it's different games. Like Wings of Liberty, HOTS, and especially Legacy of the Void, it's totally different games in my opinion, because Legacy of the Void is like so much more faster, and tempo of the game tempo is like insane. In Wings of Liberty, you know, we was like playing, get like 200 limit and one fight, like. And that's all. Well, I mean, overall. And right now, you always have action. One front, like just a lot of multitasking and stuff like that. So it's not actually comparable, I think, because we don't have that tools back then. You know, like Oracle, Adepts, and stuff like that.
I think the game was a lot more one-dimensional, right, and a lot more linear, where it was very clear that you're like, all right, you do your thing, I do my thing. Let's not make any big mistakes, build up our big army, and then we clash it out. And now someone like Clem is just in your face from minute 3, pressuring you, trying to force you to make mistakes, and then you are going to slip up on the injects, that kind of stuff.
For sure, yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket then. Again, I think it was a pretty good weekly, even though I casted a couple of very one-sided series. But it definitely had some standout performances. I mean, I think we got to start talking about our German Zerg, who's been on a bit of a heater lately. Gerald, Lambo taking out Clem 2-0. It's pretty impressive, no?
I mean, it's pretty impressive, and also Lambo. I mean, Lambo already has pretty good results because he also today won against Dark. I mean, I was thinking about this when you asked me about this top 3. I mean, there's 3 Koreans because you know Dark already lost, but I still think he's absolutely beast, and about Dark ZVZ, but I think, but anyway, it was pretty shocking for me. He won 2-0 against Clem, but then he lost 0-3. So I was like, you know, it was pretty strange. But it was really good result. And also, I know it's a little bit different topic, but this result today was also super impressive, and I was enjoying these games.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll talk a little more about next later, don't you worry. Even though it's a short episode, we'll definitely cover that. But let's talk, I want to stay with you for a split second, because we obviously have to talk about MaxPax. Not just MaxPax winning it all, but even just getting a 3-0 over Lambo, and then later on getting a 3-0 over Rainer as well. As a fellow strong Protoss in the European scene, I mean, you're one of the highest ranked players in Europe. What makes MaxPax so special? What makes him different compared to the other Protosses in Europe?
I mean, for sure. First, his PvP is different. It's just different. No one is playing like MaxPax, not only in Europe, but in any region. and he is almost always on point. His opening is always one gate. Like, I don't remember 2-gate opening by MaxPax just on tournament. I really don't remember this. His scouting is super good, his decisions and stuff in PvP, and in other matchups, I feel like his execution is really on point, and he has really good follow-ups. Like sometimes when for example, I remember it was against Lambo on DreamHack in group stage, DreamHack Winter, I think. He lost 1-2, but it's not important because he was just playing map 3 and he was playing Mass Phoenixes on Blackburn. It was pretty nice map. And a lot of things went wrong in this game. There was Nidus, then he made a proxy, Ninja Nexus, and all the time he makes good follow-ups. And it looks so natural for him. Like, I think he's thinking pretty fast, and it's his biggest strength. Maybe it sounds like other protos in Europe think slower, but it's not. His decisions are really. I think this way. And
Chickenman, yeah, go ahead.
And also, I sorry. The last thing, because he's in my team, so I can say he's practicing a lot. I think he's practicing more than any other protos in Europe for sure. I don't know about Koreans.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think anyone will fight you over that. I think we all kind of agree that MaxiPax is a very hard-working boy. Chickenman, if you take a look at this bracket, is there anything you want to talk about? Things that stand out for you?
Well, I just think his MaxPax's ability to hold basically any sort of like Queen Walk or Roach Push is so impressive. He'll take like 4 units, and it really makes me feel like he's been practicing his Showtime impression, and he'll just hold in insane positions with nothing. And that's been kind of the way he's played for a while, but I think that makes him really scary to play against for any Zerg that wants to get aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Gabe, obviously, the Rekordmeister. I'm sure that he would have loved to win number 100, just to add another one to his already impressive resume. And he had a very one-sided best of 3 against Showtime, one of the most dominant victories I've seen of Gabe in a long time. But then just, again, it did not work out at all against Raynor. Dima, did you catch those games by any chance, Raynor against Gabe?
Yeah, I saw it, and I feel that I don't know why, but Gabe wasn't playing just standard builds. He was like trying some cheese stuff against Raynor, and it just doesn't work that night. That's all.
But I feel like it often doesn't work though for Gabe. Whenever Gabe runs into Cero or Raynor, it's like I feel like we don't even see the best of Gabe. Even if those two guys, they might be better, right? They play at a slightly higher level. But it feels that it's not even as close as it should be. When you look at his TVCs, for instance, when he plays against Elaser or Lambo, I feel like he always plays his heart out, shows some really good stuff, shows good reaction, multitasking. What do you think is the main difference when Gabe goes up against those guys or when he goes up against Raynor or Cero?
I even don't know what to say, actually. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe some mentality.
Okay. Well, in the grand finals, we had MaxPax versus Raynor, and Raynor has kind of had MaxPax's number lately. In the beginning, MaxPax stole series once or twice, but then Raynor started, just getting slightly a better grasp on certain things, and actually started kind of dominating MaxPax for a little bit. This time around, though, a 3-0 in favor of the young Dane. I did do another interview with him, by the way, guys. I think it came out kind of well. You can watch it in the VOD. Did my best. He didn't say no. It was cute. Lovely to hear from MaxPax. I do feel like he's blossoming and he's growing up in front of our eyes, and I love it. And I love to see him get better each and every single week. Like I mentioned as well, we gave out a couple of bonuses. You can show that at the top. The one that I didn't have yet is Play of the Day, but I think I'll give it to Mixu, just because I started casting Mixu versus the Muslim in the opening round, and he had a couple of very sexy Baneling bombs right in front of the Muslim's army, and it still worked. So I think it's kind of nice to give a little bonus to Mixu, someone who doesn't normally make a lot of money from playing StarCraft. And Gerald, you even walked away with a little bonus.
Yeah, I got it, and I have to say, game was really worth to watch. So I'm happy I won this bonus, of course. I would say I lost this best of 3 against Reino, of course, because he was in final, so I had to lose. But it was pretty fun to play. I was really enjoying this as player, and I think it was also pretty good to watch. I mean, maybe it sounds a little bit stupid, but I recommend you guys watch game number 1 and number 2. Game number 3 wasn't that good. It doesn't go well for me, but you know, I tried.
Yeah, second game I was casting all this series. Second game was actually insane. I think it should be 2-0 in your favor.
Yeah.
But yeah. If someone didn't watch that series, please watch it. It was a good one.
And watch it at Dima's channel, and Reina was actually streaming his point of view as well. And even Reina said in that second game, I think I'm dead. And I actually thought he was dead too, but I was only watching from Reina's point of view, so I didn't know exactly where you were at. But yeah, Reina versus Gerald, game 2. Go ahead and watch it at Dima's VODs, or take a look at Reina's stream and take a look at his Monday night stream. You'll see it there, especially the game on 2K. That's at least the one I saw. Was absolutely crazy. Chickenman, anything else to add when it comes to the European Pro Tour Weekly?
No, it's just a shame that Big Gabe didn't get the number 100. I guess he's going to have to live with his 87 wins or however many it is at this point.
That's not quite. Those are the happy numbers in Warcraft 3. Happy has legitimately won like 82 out of 85 that he played. I think Gabe is at 38 or 39, so he's doing all right. Unfortunately, not number 100. Then last but not least, we did have, of course, the American Weekly, number 100 as well. I stayed up for it, which is not something I always do. But I was like, you know, it's a special day. We may as well. It's a great number. Obviously, a massive shout out to ESL and Shopify for running these cups for as long as they've done. I mean, just looking at the Liquipedia, you look at all these numbers at the top, and it's like, it's actually insane how many we've had. Obviously, you know, it's 300, but I can do math. It's just amazing that we have 3 $800 weekly tournaments, and that's why I think it's a bit of a shame the Korean Weekly doesn't get more love than it does. I'd love to see that being changed. I mean, what do you say, Cobra? Can we bribe Dan to start casting the Korean Weekly? Maybe Artelsis can bring that thing to life.
I can try. I think I've got his ear.
I think it would actually be fun. I think it'd be fun. I think he'd have a good time too on his own channel. You know, it may as well. But if not, at least we have Chickenman holding down the fort, and I think StatFast is casting it every now and then too. So it's not like it doesn't get love, but would be love to get some love from Korea, you know, from someone inside of Korea, actually doing his job there. Or at least, like, you know, pushing it all forward and trying to get some more hype around the Korean Weekly. It'd be awesome. But yeah, Hero won it. Hero apparently pretty dominant. I stayed up till the semifinals, so I can talk about that. But Gerald, Hero, is it nice to have another high-level Protoss doing well?
I mean, it's nice from 2 reasons. First, it's nice to have some Protoss who is winning some tournaments. Yeah. And second thing, he's playing different. He's really playing different than other. I mean, of course, he's playing Voiders and stuff sometimes, but some of his builds are super crazy. Like, you can, if you watch them, you can think like, I have no idea what he's doing, and maybe he's not even have idea what he's doing, but then it's super fun to watch. He has a lot of some small sexy movement, which are really, really good to watch, and I enjoy his games. Even I have to say, only thing I don't really enjoy about Hero, and I was big Hero fan before his military service, so it's. Mm-hmm. But only fact that I don't enjoy is when we play, because I was playing a few times with Hero in this ESL Cups, he always all in me, like always.
That's why he's playing different.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I just wanted to play one Marco at least because I wanted to try myself against Hero, this Hero, and then proxy robo, and we are in trouble.
Chickenman, I feel like you wanted to add something.
Yeah, no, it's super cool to see Hero playing really well, coming back from military service. I think we all look at the guys who come back from that military service, and it's like, well, are they going to be able to live up to that expectations of how they played before? And I think Hero winning this cup And it's not like he had an easy road or anything. He had to take down some big names to get there. I do feel like on the PvP note, Korean PvP is still super spicy. A lot of times I'll watch the European PvP and it's like, all right, they're going to make Blink, they're going to make +1, and then we're taking third bases. Korean PvP is still a lot of proxies. It's still a lot of one base, and I think Hero is a very aggressive player. So it definitely he tends towards that a little bit more. But took down Zest in the first round. That's pretty big. Or second round.
We got to give some love to Juanito as well, though, guys. I mean, after all these years, Juanito's still going strong and making it to the grand finals here, even beating Dongre Good 3-2. And I casted his games against Zaun, where he looked very strong. You know, Dima, when you see Special still going hard after all these years, does it give you the feeling that maybe you can still do it too?
It's tough, and probably not, because my priority is first of all is family. That's why, and then StarCraft. And when I was at my prime, StarCraft was first, and then everything else. So I don't think it will change anytime soon. But yeah, maybe Dream still alive. But yeah, so I'm really happy about Special. He's doing really good in StarCraft and in his life as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was obviously somewhat joking. I do think that's a lovely answer, though. But I'm just happy for Special. It's obviously great to see him play well. Scarlett actually played in this one, the anniversary edition. But Chem got the best of her, and that was definitely somewhat surprising after, Scarlett has been playing super well lately. And also one more result I think stands out for Jumi beating Ratata. I know it's late at night, Gerald, but you often play this tournament too, late at night. That's still pretty impressive, though, right?
I mean, for Jumi, he improved a lot by last year. He even qualified for DreamHack Winter, and I think he's still improving. We are talking a lot because at some point I was coaching him. Yeah, so I'm pretty happy he is doing well. I feel like he has some nice play and some ideas. And I didn't watch this best of 3, so I can't say what happened there, because Ratata or Vanya is super good player. So I'm not sure it was full macro between them or something like this, but I'm pretty happy for Jumi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. About Vanya, I want to say previous cup in Europe, he was playing against MaxPax and I was casting it.
Oh, that game too.
Holy shit. Yeah, that game too. If it was really close to Vanya wins, and it would be 2-0, and MaxPax would be out. So what I want to say is that Ratata Vanya is really strong, and this is also very nice that for Jumi managed to beat Vanya 2-1 in this cup.
And it's just lovely to see there are still new, young European talent coming up, right? That's obviously important. We can't just watch the same guys forever being the top 10 in Europe. It's good to see, other guys pushing each other, and Jumi definitely being one of these youngsters that's still getting better, and he's a very great kid as well, passionate, streams a lot, runs his own little tournament every now and then, so Jumi is all-around sweetheart. I think final shout-out definitely deserves to go to Chem, not just for beating Scarlet, but also beating Solar. Chickenman, some good stuff.
Yeah, his ZVZ has been off the chain lately. He's been crushing people, man. He beat Dark and Rogue not too long ago. Now he's got Scarlet fresh off of her run, and Solar obviously has been playing really well also. Like, Cham's been looking great.
Yep. Lovely to see. So congrats to Hero for winning the anniversary edition of the American Weekly. And that is going to do it for our Weekly Cups. Hopefully you guys enjoy being caught up to speed. I do agree with what Dima mentioned there. Game 2, Vanya against, or Ratata versus MaxPax. I actually casted that one as well, so you guys can find it in my VOD too. 0 probes, guys. 0 probes, 3 hatcheries, queens. That's all I will say, but...
Insane.
Void Rays are quite magical. That was some good stuff. So now we're going to dive into TSL, because obviously TSL is going on, and I saw some people on Reddit saying like, oh, I wish more people spoke about it. Where's the hype? Well, there is hype. It's just you need to be in the right places, but I have been absolutely loving TSL over the last weekend. I missed the opening weekend because I was in Sweden back then. But I am super excited that TSL is going strong. Massive tournament, $30,000 on the line, and things are getting real serious now, as we've already said goodbye to more than half of the field, I believe. Dima, I'll start off with you, because obviously there were days where you were duking it out in the TSLs and you were one of the top contenders. Are you enjoying the tournament so far?
Oh yes, this is a great tournament. I really, really love it. I stream it like all 2 weeks, 6 days in a row, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's just insane level competition, like the best in the world, best of the best. So this is like really, really good. And also, production of TSL is really fun and good. I love it.
Yeah, some great videos, great graphics. Yeah. Unfortunately, the CIS guy is not doing too hot in this TSL.
Yeah, it's only Vanya or Ratata, but that's all. And he's out from the first 2 match. Mm-hmm. But he lost to Serral and Lambo, you know. It's like big names and big players. So, yeah.
How do you rate the level overall right now in the CIS region, Ukraine, Russia? Because we can all name plenty of good players, but none of them are obviously in the top 5 of the European scene. How do you see things overall, and how's the mood in the CIS region?
The mood? I think it's okay. We have, as always, at the moment, the best players in our region is Skillos, Vanya Ratata, and Hellraiser Bly, and some like maybe a few more players, Milky Cow Bly, of course, and maybe some old schools, but mostly Skillos and Ratata is like, especially Ratata, Vanya, I think lately, because I see a lot of, he's active and he's playing a lot of online tournaments, and I see he's like really improving a lot past like 2 years. Also, Skillos, really good, but I didn't see him lately. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Muda, overall, I think it's pretty fun. Pretty fine.
Mm-hmm. Chickenman, how have you been enjoying the TSL 8 so far?
It's a great way to wake up in the morning, because it is on at probably the worst hours of my day. I think it usually starts at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. So I usually will wake up, and that's what I'll put on for the first maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes of my day if it's on that day. So unfortunately, I don't get to catch most of it.
I mean, obviously, both you and Setfaz have been putting in the hours for a long time, and you guys have both casted an insane amount of tourneys on your own channel. Does it also make you happy to see Statfast being part of the TSL 8 crew?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he's definitely deserves it. He's been killing it. We talked about the ESL Cups. He cast 96 of them in a row, I think. He didn't miss a single one for like 32 weeks. It is an insane amount of time to put in.
Mm-hmm. Does it motivate you as well?
Oh, absolutely. I figure if Steadfast can do it, I can definitely do it.
No, but I do think it's important as well, obviously, that, you know, when the people work hard, that you don't just keep inviting the same people over and over again, especially if some people clearly have some other priorities in life, and that's okay. Everyone is allowed to do whatever they want. I think it's important to give guys like Steadfast a chance, and hopefully you are next, because I know that you've been doing your best too, and it's been a lot of fun. Gerald, talk to me about some of the games over the last 3 days. Obviously, a lot of things have happened in the lower bracket. Talk about whatever you want, mate.
Okay, so maybe I will start from my favorite game of the day, I mean on Sunday. Mm-hmm. It was between Rogue and Dark, map number 2. It was pretty nice to, it was quite fun to watch. I mean, a lot of bangs, a lot of explosions, you know. Yeah, it wasn't, I think maybe, I'm not sure about this, but maybe there is a chance Dark will, because there is this bonus award, yeah? So maybe it will be this game, because it was super ineffective for Rogue to play like this, but I'm not, so maybe Dark, but I'm not sure. But it was super good to watch, and I recommend this game for you guys. I also recommend, of course, Showtime against Bian. Even if Tobias lost, I think he was playing really well, and I think he was super unlucky. And there was a lot of small movements which Bian made, and well, it was I mean, like, 2 more units here and there, and I think it could be even 2-0 for Showtime. And I was really enjoying the series. So it is from last, yeah. And maybe Tab against Ragnarok, it was nice because Tab wasn't playing Void Race, and I always enjoy when Protoss playing something different in PvZ. And I enjoy a World Tournament. I think I really enjoy TSL. I was watching almost all of the games. It's my second favorite tournament right now. I mean, from this major tournaments after Homestead Cup, because Homestead Cup is here, but TSL is also pretty fun.
Yeah. I think especially in this day and age, right, Corona, it's all hard to travel. It's just great to see them putting a lot of time and effort into giving us an amazing tournament. And not just because the prize pool is big, but it's the overall production, the funny VDLs, the TeamLiquid guys really entertaining us as well whenever we were waiting for a series. And not too much downtime, which is something I truly appreciate. And also not randomly sitting on the casters 4 minutes before we hop into the game. Because like Zombie Grub pointed out in one series of the cast, is like, yeah, I do enjoy not talking about the same thing for 4 minutes and then talking about the same thing again when we actually load into the game before the action truly kicks off. So I have been having a blast with TSL 8. It will obviously continue this Friday, and it will all be played out throughout the weekend. So we took a look at some of the games that have happened. Chickenman, if you look at this bracket, what are you more stoked about? The upper bracket, the lower bracket, anything?
I mean, Trap versus Serral is that one's always so good. And a best of 5, I think that one promises some very, very exciting games. Those are obviously 2 of the best players in the world right now. The lower bracket, I feel like, is going to be a slugfest too, though. You got Dark Maru in there. We just talked about Hero Marine Rainer in the Open Cup, and part of me wonders if Gabe wasn't maybe throwing out some cheeky builds because he was thinking, I'll save my good stuff for TSL. So maybe we'll see him pull something out here against Rainer in the lower bracket. But no matter who wins that one, they have to go up against either Dark or Maru. That's an insane set of matches there.
Dima, I feel like the lower bracket, part of the lower bracket, which sounds silly, but that's the right way to put it, I guess, is super stacked, right? It's quite a bit tougher than the upper half.
Yeah, Dark Maru, here Marine Rainer. Oh, it will be really, really good. ZVT. I love that matchup. And especially like Maru playing, Dark playing. Dark is like unique guy who is, I usually say that he's chaotic guy. Like a lot of chaos in his game, but he's like knows this chaos really good. If we compare to, for example, Serral, who is like, everything is structured and everything is good strategically. I love Serral, how he's playing. So that would be insane. Dark is really fun to watch because of like crazy shit it can be possibly do in ZVT as well and all other matchups. And of course it's Maru. So yeah, Dark Maru and then here Marine Rainer would be great for sure.
Gerald, we still have 2 Protosses. Not a luxury we always have this deep into a tournament. You believe in that chances?
I mean, it will be super hard for both of them. I feel like, I think Hero will win against Ragnarok. He won against Lambo. He won against Clem. So his preparation is pretty well when he has time, and has time this time. Okay. But about Trabin, I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe it's not going to be really hyped, but I don't see chance for Protoss to win this tournament at this moment. But I really hope Trap will show some magic. I mean, he was winning against Serral before, yes. So I hope there will be good games, yes. I just enjoy good games. It's not only about Protoss has to win, but it's really nice to watch some Protoss wins. Yes. Yeah, I think if I could make prediction, I would say 0-2, but Trap right now, after I saw his play, 0-3. I'm sorry, Jamie. I love you, but
yeah, Gemini's in shambles right now. I do feel one man we didn't mention yet and absolutely deserves a shout out is Solar Chickenman. You probably watch him more than almost any of us because I do know that he plays a lot in the Korean weeklies and stuff. You impressed by his run so far, or did you expect it?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely impressed. I think he's been focusing a bit. He did play in a lot of the Open Cups for, I mean, most of the time they've existed, but lately he hasn't played in as many, and I was wondering what that was. But to see him come out here and like taking these big names down, taking really solid games, I think he was taking some time off from like weekly cups. He used to play in all sorts of cups all over the place. You'd see his name everywhere. He's a grinder. So I think he pulled back from that a little bit and just wanted to kind of focus on his play. And I feel like it's really getting him results now. So I'm stoked for Solar making it up to the semifinals in the upper bracket.
Yeah. Well, if any of you guys have anything else, Dima, Gerald, anyone else you want to talk about?
I think just one thing about this format, because I really love this tournament, but I mean, I know we have a lot of games here, yeah, but you know, there's only, there's best of 3 against Rogue Dark or Solar Maru. I don't want to say it was disappointing, but these games were really good, yes. So, and this level of players, yes. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would love to see maybe best of 5, but I know there's a lot of games. So yeah, but.
I think they made a change on purpose because last season, like some of the days, it became a little bit of a drag. And there is one day that stands out for me in particular where it was just Zombie Grub and me, I think, for the final day. And we had 4 best of 7s and or it's maybe the second last day or the final day, but it's 4 best of 7s, all for ZVT. Like that's potentially 28 games of ZVT. And I think we ended up with 24 or 25. And I think they just wanted to avoid that and, you know, obviously step away from that 32-player single limb into 16-player double limb bracket because they also felt that that wasn't totally fair if you had like a very tough draw. I think it's all right to have the best of 3s earlier, but now we are deeper into the tournament, and on Friday we'll have some best of 5s. Is it Friday that Trap Saddle happens? Could be the day after, but past loser or low, they call it loser. It's so cruel. Lower bracket round 4 or past lower bracket round 4, so starting lower bracket round 5 or upper bracket semifinals. Everything will be best of 5, so we'll still have our longest series, and then the winner of winners finals, even a best of 7, and then the grand final is also going to be a best of 7 with a 1-0 lead for the person who won the upper bracket. This tournament continues on Friday. I hope you guys are excited. If you haven't seen anything yet, definitely check it out because the guys from TeamLiquid put a lot of time and effort into it. Obviously, Shopify, again, helping out with this one as well. We truly appreciate them. It is not broadcasted on twitch.tv/TeamLiquid. Already said this last week, but it's very important. It's at twitch.tv/TLNet. So if you don't follow that channel yet on Twitch, you absolutely should do that. Or you can just watch any of the native speakers, like DIMAGA, who's apparently casting his heart out. Casting in Ukrainian or Russian, Dima?
Russian.
In Russian?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a big difference? If you would cast in Ukrainian, would people be confused? Or?
I don't know. I just used to. I like 10 years in streaming with Russian, so I just stick to it. But yeah. What I want to point out is I just remembered Carl versus Björn and Dark versus Creator. It was insane series. So please watch that series in TSL. It was first day of TSL.
That was not last weekend, but the opening weekend. All right.
Yep.
So Dark Creator and Scarlet Beyond. There you have it, guys. Tournament will continue this Friday, and we obviously hope for a phenomenal final weekend because I think the guys from TeamLiquid deserve that. Then before, I just want to have a little chat with you guys about some generic things and talk about life and talk about goals and hopes and dreams. I do feel we need to talk about next. I know this is very recent, so I kind of wanted to give you guys a spoiler alert, but this also is a tournament that's somewhat hard to follow because Wardy is streaming it, but he's actually just casting from a clean feed, so it's not quite like everything is going to be on YouTube in high quality. So hopefully you guys will forgive us, and if you really don't want to know about this, I'll give you 10 seconds to scroll away, even though Gerald already spoiled it, but that's okay. Next, the second to last day happened this morning. And we are witnessing one of the most special runs of a player that's been around for a long time. and that's obviously of our German friend Lambo, who's made it to the grand finals of next 2021, taking out Dark today in a pretty epic ZVZ 3-2. Especially, I think the game on Pride of Alteris stood out for me. I don't know, Gerald, you saw it, right? You were watching today?
I was watching both.
Yeah. Okay, so I was on my way to the supermarket, but I was obviously watching the games on my phone and just casually like buying some stuff. And I look at the numbers on Pride of Alteris, and I'm like, I think Lambo's kind of dead, man, against Dark. I was like, this doesn't look very promising. This doesn't look good, but he got the job done. Just talk to me. How much have you been enjoying watching the games?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty impressive. I mean, all of these games were pretty impressive. Like I mean, even these games where Lambo lost, it was like even game. Yeah, it wasn't like game number 2, for example. It was just even macro game. Yes, that was a little bit better. So it's okay. You know, it's Dark. Yeah, but Lambo was playing pretty impressive, and also he was playing pretty impressive in quarterfinals. It was like this 3-0 like on down. So whoa, yeah, and and also I feel like he was, you know, really how to say it. He was really sure about his play. Yeah. He doesn't look nervous or something like this. And I know he was tweeting, you know, like this year, as he has some problems with this. So I'm really happy he did well. So on this part. Yeah.
Decisive, I think, is the key word here. The man put in the prep. He also said on Monday, as he joined me for the final 2 series, he cast a little bit with me. He said, tomorrow I won't do anything. I won't stream. I won't do anything other than just prepare for my series against Dark. Obviously, a very big opportunity for Lambo. It's a tournament that first you have to qualify for, qualifies, and then actually makes it through a very tough group that had Rogue and a special in it as well. I think he took a map of Cerro too. And in the playoffs, beating Zan, and today beating Dark. I mean, Dima, have you been watching a little bit, and are you also on the Lambo hype train?
Actually, I didn't watch it because today I was throwing snowballs with my boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really happy about Lambo and that he performed on his level, I think. And I wish him good luck versus Cyril in the grand final as well. So I'm really happy about him.
I kind of believe Chickenman, like Lambo, momentum is a real thing. The man is on the roll. Do you believe?
Oh, I believe. 100% I believe. He already took a map off him too. It's not like Cyril 2-0'd him in the group. You know, Lambo, one couple things go different in one of those other games. He wins that. Best of 7. He's got that momentum. He's ready to go. He's got it.
Of course, we have to talk about the other semifinal as well. But, you know, that Finnish guy makes final after final, guys. But Cyril did take care of Zest today. I did believe he dropped 0-1, but then he won the last 3 games. Gerald, you said you enjoyed it. Is there anything you want to say about that series?
I mean, Zest. I mean, I know it was semifinal, but Zest is not looking that good as he usually looks. Like last few tournaments. Doesn't look that good. Also, his series again, Ragnarok, it also wasn't that hot. But I mean, I was enjoying his ideas, and he made a lot of different plays against Serial and against Ragnarok. He is not playing only Void Race. Yeah, I don't know. You guys watch, but against Ragnarok he was, for example, playing Mass Oracle on Berlingrad. It was pretty fun to watch, and he won. Yeah, because it's not common to win with Mass Oracles, so it was nice. I feel like best is still best Protoss. I mean, for me, of course, but I think he's still best Protoss. But I mean, Yona PVZ is too good. It's all what I can say about it.
Yeah, I think that Lambo would have probably preferred to play Zest in the grand finals other than Yona. But I feel like Lambo has played phenomenal ZVZs in the past. We think back of his magical DreamHack Masters run, where he even was so close to eliminating Raynor, I think it was back then. In that final series, it was 2-2. The game on Romanticide, he almost had him, but he did finish top 3 in the tournament overall. So I think it's possible, and I'm honestly very hyped for tomorrow. This tournament will be broadcasted over at Wadi's channel. It happens at noon. Well, at least the third place match starts at noon tomorrow. CET, that is. So that is in roughly 17 hours from here on out. Just take a look at twitch.tv/Wadi with 3 eyes. And then the grand final should start an hour and a half later. So that's basically 19 or 20 hours. Super cool, unique to see Lambo in the grand finals of a premier international event. I think we all love Lambo. He has a great stream, and he's a character. Sure, he gets a little fired up sometimes. He gets feisty, but the passion is just there for that man, and I think he does a lot of great things. Great streams, upload guides, and tomorrow he's got a shot to immortalize himself by potentially taking out Sarah on the grand finals. I'm stoked for it, guys. I can't wait. I think it's going to be really fun. Chickenman, you'll be watching full German attire, perhaps?
Absolutely, yes. I'll be cheering in German, all the German words I know. I'll be counting his map wins. 1, 2, 3. That's what I got.
Well, he needs 4 as well. But
I didn't know that once. I was just hoping he'd get there.
Let's hope he doesn't take a 3-0 lead and then get reverse swap. That'd be kind of sad, but also be pretty epic. But yeah, Gerald, you pumped as well?
I hope. I hope Lambo will win. Yeah, I love Yona, but I just want Lambo to some premier event win. And also, it's second time I have this Lambo hype train premier tournament in this year, I believe, when Lambo was in DreamHack. His run was super impressive, and he also beat Serral. So I believe he can do this one more time this year. It will be just Santa Iria this year. Yeah.
You're not believing, Dima? You're not believing in our German hype train?
No. So all respect to Lambo, but no, I'm fanboy of Serral, and I think it's 4-2 for Yona.
4-2 is respectable. Yeah. I mean, I'm a fanboy of both. I think Yona is obviously one of the GOATs, but I do love a good underdog story. And like for Serral, if he wins tomorrow, he'd be like happy. He'll send a little tweet. He's like, oh, it feels good to win a tournament again. But like for Lambo, this would be one of the most memorable things, right, to ever happen. So that makes me kind of lean a little towards Lambo, even though I hate cheering against Yona because he is a sweetheart and he's obviously great at everything he does. But I just hope that we're going to have a phenomenal final. And pretty unique to have 2 Europeans duking it out in the grand finals of an international tournament. Some people will obviously talk about ping and stuff. Guys, the Koreans have been dominating lately, okay? We don't need to do that. They've been winning Aces ROG. They've been winning the DreamHack Master Winter Finals. There was another tournament recently that I feel like I casted as well, where they were also dominating. TSL is kind of being dominated by the Koreans at this point. So this is honestly unique, and let's hope we have a phenomenal day of StarCraft tomorrow. Now, that is kind of going to do it for Pro StarCraft at this point. I already said that this is going to be a slightly shorter episode of the Pylon Show because we had a big one last week, and we're going to have the Christmas episodes. But I do want to take this opportunity to just kind of talk to you guys, talk about life, and talk about some things that maybe you have on your mind. Because last week I spoke with Indy, Coca, and Alex007 as well about a few of the issues we're currently facing on the ladder. Gerald, you're a big ladder player yourself. Is it bad or is it all right? And talk to me.
I can't say it's good right now in top 16 Grandmaster in Europe. It's in some hours it's pretty hard to find game with. I'm 6.6, something like this, 6.5. But on this MMR it's pretty hard to find game in some hours. And if I find the game, it's usually Marine or MaxPax. Yeah, these 2 guys are really saving my ladder experience right now. So I started to play Terran a lot. Yeah, I'm top 100 GM in. Sorry for Polish. The top 100 GM in Europe. Yeah, with my Terran, and I have a lot of fun with this. And I think the biggest problem is just with players. I didn't met this luck hacker on Europe. I didn't have problem with this, or I didn't have any problems with any other hacks. So I can't say I have bad experience with this, but just no players. Like, it's so hard to find games. Sometimes I was searching for 4 minutes and I didn't find any opponent. Yeah, so. And even if some normal hours, because I'm the guy who is sometimes click ranked at 4 a.m., so it's normally to not find the game at this hour, yeah. But the problem is when you can't find the game, for example, at 9 p.m. It's not that good, yeah. But I still have fun with playing ladder when I have opponents. So.
But for instance, like, you obviously talk with a lot of fellow pro gamers as well. Like, what made a lot of them stop? Like, I know the Russian lag hacker is very annoying, and hopefully that does get taken care of. But if we just push that problem to the side, what made a lot of them quit? Like, you, Gabe, MaxiPax, you guys are going hard, but why are your friends not playing a lot of ladder anymore?
Well, I think there's few reasons. One of them is, first is for Zergs. Only on high level ZVP right now is usually late game, 40 minutes games. Like, if you check, for example, serial ZVP history, you can play 40 minutes games even against 6.3 players. Yeah, which is, the skill difference is that big. He should be able to easy win. Not easy, but win in like 10 minutes game, yeah, but he is forced to play this 40 minutes games, yeah, because it's too risky to try finish faster. So a lot of Zergs doesn't like this fact, and it's about avoiding opening, yeah. They told me this, yeah. Second problem, I think it's about. It's a little bit about PvP. We have a lot of protos on Europe, and a lot of people don't like PvP. I love PvP, and I know MaxPax love PvP. I think this is his favorite matchup. So for us, when we click ranked, we hope for protos. But a lot of people doesn't like this, so. They try to avoid it, and sometimes they even snipe each other. Yeah, so you see Lambo is searching. I accidentally clicked ranked. Yeah, not Steam cheating or anything like this. Just to play PvC or PvT. No PvP. And last thing is about Terrans. Terrans is just avoiding protos. Personally, I think TVP is not that bad for Terrans. But it's pretty random in early game, and people doesn't like random losses. And they are like, for example, Hero Marine is. Hero Marine always say he is forced to play 2 builds in TVP, yeah, because when he's playing other stuff, he is losing. To be honest, he's winning, but when Gabe loses. One game is minus 50, so I know it's a little bit sad for him. Upsetting, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think there's reasons, and one other reasons is Age of Empires. Yes, it doesn't help, and also no big tournaments right now. We have DreamHack qualifiers, but only this one. So people doesn't practice that much because. DreamHack season is almost over for now.
Yeah, of course. I actually do think there are still a lot of tournaments. Like, once more, there are a lot of scenes I think that would die to just have 3 weekly tournaments of $800 happening, like on 3 different servers as well. And then on top of that, Wadi is always running tournaments. There is always tournaments like Next happening, and TSL was technically still happening. So I think it's funny when people say we don't have tournaments, when I feel like we have actually too many tournaments over the last 2 to 3 months. It's been a crazy tournament season, if you ask me. But I'll come back to you soon, Gerald. I do appreciate hearing from you, and obviously hearing about your experiences on the ladder. I want to talk to you a little bit, Chickenman, about something that's somewhat unrelated to it, unless you have something to say about it. But just talk to me about your journey lately overall. I know that we already touched on it, and you've been a bit sick over the past week, but you're always running a lot of your own stuff. what's keeping you going? What's exciting you, and how has everything been going in the life of Chickenman?
It's just one of my favorite feelings. So, I'll stream a lot of like playing StarCraft or playing other games too, but especially throughout November, it was really like fulfilling to just have almost the entire month was full weeks of casting StarCraft. Mm-hmm. And that was so cool. Like that's what I am doing this for. I enjoy casting StarCraft so much. And like big shout out to OSC, because they are constantly running events, tons and tons of like little weeklies and stuff. I know Gerald plays in a ton of those. So being able to cast a lot of that stuff it's just been really, really awesome. And, the community loves it. I feel like no matter how many tournaments we have, there's always people showing up. It's slowly following, who I'm sure, without looking at the chat right now, is in the chat right now, is always just all over the place watching stuff. And there's a lot of community members like that really keep us going.
Are you still doing your own tournament series?
Yeah. I'm like 80-something weeks in.
Talk to us about it. Like, what's happening? When is it happening? Who's playing in it? Who's dominating?
Beyond's been dominating lately. For some reason, Beyond likes to torture himself and stay up until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and just win with 350 ping a lot of times. He's really good at that, and I can feel the frustration coming from some other players when they're like, cool, Beyond's in the bracket again. Actually, maybe Gerald can speak on that a little bit. If he runs into a player like Beyond in a small weekly, and it's like, well, I could have won this one.
I mean, I was playing a lot with Björn last 2 months, or maybe last month. I was playing almost every weekly tournament I was playing. It was a little bit upsetting for me because, I'm top 2 in OSC ranking because I was playing a lot. Yeah? And then this guy Björn showed up. Yeah? To be honest, I won only one best of 5 against him, which is not that bad because this is Björn, yeah. But I'm not that sad about playing against Björn because it's good practice for me, but playing against Björn in $30 tournaments, yes, it's just, Björn, come on.
Yeah. Leave something for us. All right. Dima, I want to talk to you a little bit. I obviously want to hear a little more about everything that's been happening in your life. But first, I want to start off with, how is your experience when you play? Because I know you cast a lot and you're streaming a lot, but I know you're still playing a lot too. And I always feel that a lot of, decent amount, right? A lot of the problems that occur for like the top tier guys, right? The top 20, top 25 in Europe, I feel like a level below that, it's not that bad. Like, I'm still having fun on the ladder, and I play against all 3 races. How's your experience been?
A little like lately, I didn't play ladder that much because I was streaming a lot of and commentating a lot of tournaments lately, like DreamHack season finals and stuff like that, ESL and all other stuff. So I didn't play that much as before that. For example, like 3 months. 3 months I was playing before a lot. But right now, I just didn't play a lot, so I can't say that much about ladder. I just, not much to add, because Gerald said everything, mostly, about ladder. But I think it's still kind of okay. I met Luck Hacker only once.
Okay, I've never met him, actually, so I don't know. Maybe he's a secret Roddy fan. And maybe I can talk to him and ask him very politely in my best Russian to stuff, but I don't know if that's going to get the job done. But yeah, that's obviously
I ask him in Russian, but not politely.
Maybe that's the problem, we need to treat him with our special hands, and then maybe that's us off the hook.
Okay, next time. Yeah.
Obviously, it's been you've never been on the Pylon show, right?
No, it's first time.
Yeah. So you've been around for such a long time, and I know there's always people watching the show or listening that have also been following Stock for a long time. Talk to us a little bit about just the journey overall, because in the English scene, we don't see that much of you. We still see you playing some of the tournaments, But talk to us about the last few years, because you were a top tier player. Then I feel like you took a little break, right? An actual proper break of the game. And then you came back and started streaming a lot and commentating a lot, but it's mostly in Russian. So give us a little life journey in the life of Dima, because for everyone who wasn't able to follow it in the English scene.
Yeah, I don't know when I should start from.
Because when you want, just talk to us.
Yeah, okay. So for example, right now I have like twins, 2 boys, and he's like 4.5 years old. All my free time I was spending with them and with my wife, so with family overall and stuff like that. In real life, drive there, buy something, go and stuff like that. And when I have after that, I came to my PC and stream a lot, almost every day, like in the evening. In Russian, yeah. So we have also like commentating, playing ladder, and some community show matches. For example, like yesterday or before yesterday, I was playing show match versus Braddock in Brood War and stuff like that we was doing. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going on. Maybe we also after TSL, we will, with community help, we will make some CIS tournament. Maybe 19th of December or something like that. So yeah, stuff like that. A lot of StarCraft overall, and just family.
So your Twitch channel is DIMAGA SC, or what is it?
No, just DIMAGA. Twitch.
Just the okay.
Twitch TV/DIMAGA.
Twitch. How are you still enjoying like being part of the StarCraft scene overall? Because obviously, in the early years, like it was all about Dima. Everyone talks about Dima, and 11 years later, you're still around and you're still doing your own thing. You're clearly still enjoying it. Yeah. Is there things that you'd love to see different, and just the overall experience for you? And how do you still go?
I don't know. I just love this game, man. Especially when there's something crazy going on, or just I see like perfect, beautiful game of Serral or stuff like that. I don't know. It just like really motivate me to see, to watch StarCraft and just to play. When I'm playing, for example, this Monday ESL Cup, I was playing against Claim. I know I'm like much lower level, but I'm still like rage because I lose, and I rage to myself, because I'm a competitive person, and it's like probably in my blood. So even if I lose to someone top tier, when I start playing anyone, I want to win. So yeah, probably this is motivate me to play and to watch StarCraft as well, and to stream and to commentating.
This is good to see that the fire is still there. I'm really happy to hear that you're still enjoying the scene. It's been such a long time since I've seen you, in like 3 or 4 years almost at this point. So hopefully we can get rid of this COVID thing one day and we can have another meetup and talk about the old days. It would be a lot of fun. So I have a question for you as well, Gerald, because a little while ago in my chat, you showed up late at night and we had a little chitty chat. And you basically got into a conversation about how you feel like it's tough to be at the level where you're at. Because you're clearly a very good player, but then you're not necessarily good enough to win a DreamHack or, win weekly after weekly. Like, I know you've had your success in the weeklies, but it's obviously tough. Is there stuff that you'd love to see? Like, what would get you really excited? Should we exclude a Beyond from the Cock of the Walk, for instance? Like, what are the kind of things that you dream of?
I mean, it's really hard to say what I mean, I wouldn't ban Beyond for sure. So I will start with this, but I think the problem is about the tournaments format. They are pretty similar for me, with similar players and similar qualifiers. I know everybody wants to have tier players in his tournaments. It's normal for me, and I love high quality StarCraft games, so I love to watch these games usually. But as player, with like, for example, let's say about TSL. So I was in qualifier match 3 times in a row in day, and I didn't qualify. I mean, it was my fault, but it's okay. But the thing is, there was also next qualifier and one more tournament, I believe. It's never mind. I will tell about it later. So and all of them was without region lock. Yes.
Mhm.
Koreans were playing on Europe, and then on NA, and then and of course on Korea. Yes. So, and it's pretty hard for me as a player to qualify, especially from NA, because of that, and because of spots distribution. Yes, because we have usually like 8 spots for Korea, 4 for Europe, 4 for NA, but no region lock. So because of that, this is be honest, like 11 spots for Korea, because they have 8 spots guaranteed by server, because Europe player can't really qualify to Korea. I don't remember any European player qualified from Korean qualifier. I mean, maybe once.
Snoot did it a long time ago.
Okay, okay, maybe. I don't remember this, but I believe.
I think so, but yeah, go on. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so 8 spots for Korea is almost guaranteed, yes. And then 4 from NA, for NA is like, for sure 2, maybe 3 will be Korean. It's usually like this, yes. And from Europe, maybe 1, it will be also Korean player. It looks like this. I feel like it's not that fair, to be honest, because I mean.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but this is not really what I was looking for. Like, I think we all understand what you're saying, and it's obviously very hard to make it into the Premier League tournaments. But that's just kind of the way that it's set up, and that's the way it's globally. Like, in the end of the day, if it's open competition, it's open competition. Yeah. And I do think it is fair, because in the end, the best players are going to qualify. Like, I sort of get, yeah, go ahead then.
Yeah, I just want to say that Koreans have more chances. Because they have, I mean, I know it's. I mean, it's about spots. Yes, they have 8 spots for themselves. Yes, chances for got spot from Korea, and then from NA. Yeah, and I as European player has 4 spots on Europe, and then 4 on NA. So I don't know how it. I feel like maybe more spots for NA and no region lock would be nice.
Okay, I can see that, but I have the feeling that the overall players that will end up qualifying, I think that's still going to look somewhat similar. But I do get what you're saying, and I do think that's indeed worth looking into. Maybe indeed to have a little more in the neutral server, slightly less on the dedicated servers. But I was more thinking along the lines of like maybe some sort of a cap on participation, or maybe more unique show matches, right? Where like, you're clearly a very good player, and I think we can organize a lot of fun stuff with players around your level, and we'll get super competitive games, right? Like Gerald against even a Max Pack, so Gerald against some of the Zergs that are not Raynor and Sarah. I think that's always fun. Do you think that there should be more competition among that? Like, let's say between the 6th and 16th best players, like maybe organize more unique events? Is that something that would excite you or interest you?
I mean, I would love to play more tournaments like this, especially against, I mean, the tournaments where the level is similar, like, let's say, for example, me against Skillus. Yeah, it would be super similar level play, I think, because there is no tournament like this. And because even in the small tournament like OST, we have me, for example, some low, like 5K players. It's okay, of course, and this is a classic $30 tournament right now. So I would love to see some just top 16, top 6 Europe players to have some tournament just for them, maybe even top 20 European, because I think people like Milky Cow, for example, they can win best of 3 against most of top 16, top 6 players in Europe.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Chickenman, as a man that obviously runs a lot of tournaments himself as well, is this stuff that you've thought about, that you're like interested in as well, where it's like, it obviously sucks to run a tournament and be like, everyone's welcome besides like Rainer, Cero, Clem, and a Lambo or something. But I do think there is a lot of value in letting players like Gerald duke it out with players of very similar level. And I think it makes very exciting tournaments as well, right? Have you experimented with that kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I will say the Cock of the Walk, I specifically made it an EU server tournament, so it's not like best server. Like if Björn's gonna play in this, he's gonna have a lot of ping. So I do think that kind of gives more of a chance to like, Gerald winning a best of 5 off of Björn, or B won a best of 5 off of Björn. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that does help kind of even something like that out. But I think tournaments that cover that area of pro players, I think is really, really good. One thing I would say is I feel like tournaments are often so courteous of each other these days that we don't have any overlap. And I think overlap actually really helps get a broader group of players in. One of the most memorable weeklies for me, like I couldn't tell you who won most weeklies, but back when they first started, when IEM Katowice happened, nobody played. Not nobody, but not a lot of people played. So we had the finals was Aquaron versus Rodzen. Players who, especially at the time, I think a lot of people wouldn't have known. And I think it's really cool that they had the opportunity to like be in the finals of the ESL Open Cup. And because they moved it to a Monday, it never conflicts with anything anymore.
Yeah, to be fair and give those kudos some boys, they did beat Drogo and Lambo in the semifinals. Those are slightly bigger names, but I'm completely with you though, and this is kind of what I'm hinting at. And like I think Dima, this would be interesting, I think, for you as well when it comes to like having some. Let's say like we take a look at the EPT standings right now, right? And the top 10 is Clem, Cero, Reina, Hero Marine, Maxpack, Lambo, Shota, Marine Lord, Elisa, Skillers. Like it obviously sucks in a weird way, and it might not be the best for viewing numbers to be like, all right, if you're top 10 EPT standings, you can't participate. But I think rank 11 to rank 30, I think they have a lot of very fun games. I think it'd be competitive, I think it'd be close, and I think even guys that are ranked 25 can do very well against the guys that are ranked 11 and 12. Do you think that we should all, like for instance me as well, like maybe push for that a little bit and see if these guys, whenever they are squared off against each other, if they can elevate their game?
I never thought about it actually, but it sounds really fun and good. Maybe once per month or something like that. Because like, for example, EPT seeding, I'm 33 and B is 32, and we was playing this Monday, and it was really close. It was 2-1 in my favorite, and then I faced Clem, and of course I have no chance. So yeah, this sounds really fun and good for like lower level.
Well, I mean, they're still really good, right? They're not the best, but they're all really good. Yeah, it can be a really good show for sure. Gerald, what kind of a prize pool do you think we'd need to put up to, let's say, have like a weekly, you have like 1 or 2 play days, let's say a Friday and a Saturday, for the guys that are rank 11 till rank 40 in the European scene? What kind of a prize pool would be required to get those guys going?
It's quite hard question. I mean, I didn't think about this before, because I'm a player who is playing in $30 cups. Yes, but to be realistic, I think like maybe long time ago, Wordy is doing some small Wordy tournaments. It wasn't weekly, but it was like 1 per month or 1 per 2 weeks, something like this. And it was, I believe, $150. And a lot of high-level players signed up for it. I mean, high levels, but not top. Just like, like people, I don't want to be disrespect to anyone, but like me, Mana, Luz, Anya, we all were playing. It was 2 years ago, yes. So I didn't win this, but I had a lot of fun with this because one thing I would mention I think games between similar level players are just better to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. Something that I've been dreaming of is like, for instance, I hope that obviously we can have normal events back, but if we have to continue the online DreamHack Masters, I really think we need 2 divisions in Europe, because I think, the top 8 guys are very evenly matched, maybe the top 12. But I actually think that if you put like the rank 13 to rank 24, I think they all have awesome games. And I agree with you, Gerald. Like, it doesn't matter if they're 7K or 6.5K. When the 6.5K guys play out against each other, they have epic long games. It's super entertaining, fun StarCraft to watch. It's just when rank 16 goes up against Serral, it's not that fun. And it's just because Yona is too good. So I completely agree with you, and I think maybe starting January, Gerald, I'll absolutely look into that, because that's kind of the stuff that I was looking for. And when you spoke about this stuff in my channel, where you said you feel like, it's hard for players of your skill level to, be motivated, because you can play and then you run into either Beyond or Serral or Raynor, and I think it takes some of the fun away. And I absolutely do believe there is real possibilities there to make it fun, and not necessarily like have a one-day cup, because I feel like that's a format that we see a lot. I'm a big fan of big groups and leagues. I don't know if you feel the same way, Chickenman, but I feel like leagues are not done enough in StarCraft 2, like an actual season.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I don't know. You're a big football fan. I don't know much about the leagues there, but I imagine you have some good ideas of how you could set something like that up. I think that's a killer idea, because again, games where the players are evenly matched are always more entertaining. I don't care if it's silver or if it's Serral against Clem. It's going to be entertaining if the players are really duking it out and putting everything they have on the line, and it's just dead even.
Mm-hmm. Dima, would you cover my anything but top 10 European league in Russian?
League? I don't know about league, because it's very hard to realize, because it's a lot of money probably, and a lot of time, and a lot of players' time as well. So I'm not sure about that. I would love to, because if you say about league or pro league, when I was 10 or 15 years ago, when it was StarCraft Brood War and it was pro league, shit, it was really cool. So I love it. But it's really, really hard to make it real. And about
Yeah, no, go ahead, sorry.
No. I won't say about what you said, second division weekly or something like that. This is really nice idea.
Because I think we all agree that even StarCraft is the best StarCraft. We all love Clem Raynor, Clem Serral. But the thing is, we love StarCraft because it's such a challenging game. But the differences at the top, or even the top 8 to the top 16, it gets quite big. And that's the beauty of StarCraft. But it can also make StarCraft annoying, because if it's not close or competitive, or not as close as we want it to be, then obviously it becomes a little bit less fun. Is there anything else that you've been thinking of, Gerald? Not necessarily think of a cup, a $30 prize pool, but just the stuff that you think would not only be fun for you, but also help you to elevate your game.
I think League would be super nice, because I'm playing second season in WTL. Yeah, it's Team League, but it's just Team League. So, and I'm playing against top players there, like Dark. I don't know, all top Korean players there. So. We have time for preparation. Yeah, we have time to. This time for preparation is pretty important, because we learn how to prepare correctly. Yes, and in league, this league for top, let's say this top 16-6 players EU. Yeah, for example. I think we would, some time for prepare for matches would be really nice, good for develop myself as a player, but also for other players. Yeah, because on DreamHack, for example, I think it was the idea of this DreamHack we had last 6 seasons. Yes, to prepare for matches, because we knew the order of play. Mm-hmm. The beginning of the DreamHack. Yes? So I saw my group, and we have 8 players group, and I could prepare for, let's say, Hero Marine if I had time. Yes, and it was nice. It was nice, but there was not enough time usually because these matches were really close to each other. So I could only prepare for 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 year before when I made my round of 8 DreamHack, so my best score ever. I had time for preparation for every match because I just had them like this. Yes. And I was learning a lot about StarCraft and about myself and about my mentality. When I prepared my build, my hands were super shaking against a Lambo or against a laser. And then no opportunity like this. Yes, because no more leech. Because in next DreamHacks, it was just day after day, different opponent. Like last season, I was playing 5 days in a row, no preparation. So I think that, it would be nice, yes, because maybe it sounds like preparation is just to prepare build, but it's not about this. Your game your game knowledge is increasing during preparation. You have time for thinking about your play, about opponent play, about small details. I found a lot of interesting facts when I was just preparing, when I was watching VODs and stuff. I think it's really helping. And when we have motivation like League, it would be super fun. And yes, and this is what about it. And maybe some... one last thing.
Right.
Sorry, but
Yeah.
I think just bonus award is super nice, like for creative play or effective things like this.
Well, okay, I can get behind it. All right, and I think we are sort of done. Unless Chickenman, do you have anything else, like anything you've been dreaming about or thinking about that you'd love to do?
Well, I just want to say if you're going to put something on like this, I'd be happy to cover some games, but you better be ready to cast some Protoss. Some PvPs are coming your way. If I'm looking at this EPT list right now, numbers 12 through 30, there's a lot of Protoss in there.
There's a reasonable amount. There's a reasonable amount of Protoss, but hey, maybe if they all duke it up with each other, they'll get a bit better as well. I mean, there's still Zergs, right? You think of guys like Vanya, Denver, sort of Stefano, whenever he's in the mood, Bly, of course. Like, and there will always be. I think all 3 races will be well represented. Maybe we'll have a few more Protoss than other races, but I do think that's something that we can definitely focus on a little bit in 2022, because I absolutely love the weeklies. I have a lot of fun with it, but we do more often than not, end up with the same 4 or 5 or 6 guys in the semifinals. And if people sign up with the ideas like, okay, I will face Gabe or Clem or Raynor because he's been playing a bit more, then if they just keep running into that brick wall, then obviously they'll lose some motivation. I kind of feel like that's where his frustration came from a little while ago. We spoke about it. I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it. And maybe if we all put our minds together, we'll come up with some fun ways to at least get those guys some action, some fun, some competitive games, and maybe they can all push each other forward. That would obviously be awesome. Any final thoughts, Dima?
Just thank you for bringing me here, and it was really a pleasure.
We're not done yet. We've got a Q&A. No, well, we might. For the general talk, but we have a Q&A as well. Cobra, do you have any? No worries, mate. Cobra, do you have any questions for us?
Nobody's asked any questions yet. I do have one shout out to make that was put in our show notes. So Alexander wanted to mention that Grubby and Mole Trap are running a Castle Cup for AoE, where Jim Rising and Pig and Trumpus C and Drogo are playing in this. Just to give this a nice little shout out. Don't have to spend too much time on it. That's about it.
People get very angry when I talk about Age of Empires.
Okay, it'll fade away.
You know what's very funny?
Pause the video if they want to.
I had 1 or 2, and they're like, "Are they going to talk about Age of Empires again in the entire Pylon show episode?" I was like, "Guys, that was a Pylon show dedicated to Age of Empires. So yes, they spoke about Age of Empires, That's kind of what happened. But I guess I am kind of curious to see how you guys have been doing it. Dima, did you try Age of Empires 4 at all?
No. I just watched streams a few times, but no, I didn't try it, and I don't want yet. I still like StarCraft a lot, but yeah, not much AOE in my life.
Mm-hmm. Gerald, did you give it a shot?
I was playing a little bit in beta and also in after release. And I was watching Mindlord stream, indie stream, some tournament stream, but I found StarCraft much more fun for me, to be honest. And I don't the reason to play game I don't enjoy that much. I just StarCraft.
Chickenman, the passion for StarCraft too strong?
Yeah. Age of Empires is a fun game. I enjoyed playing some of it.
But that's all.
That's all.
All right. Well, if we don't have any questions, then I guess we can start heading towards our outros. Chickenman, tell us what is on the schedule for you. Where can we find you, and what are you most excited for in this holiday season?
Oh, well, I'll be casting StarCraft for probably 8 hours after this is done. So twitch.tv/ChickenmanSC. Come hang out. We'll talk about probably not the game for most of it. It'll be great. Have some fun stuff coming up this month, but I'm actually going to visit my family for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to not stream for like 2 straight weeks. Ooh. It's going to feel very strange. So I'll be in everybody's Twitch chat instead.
They won't take away that partner badge though, so don't worry. That's yours. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and joining us today on our mini Pylon show episode. Gerald, is there anything else that I forgot, or something that you feel very passionate, that you've always wanted to talk about on the Pylon show, but you never had the chance because they never asked you to come on the Pylon show? Is there anything else you want to get off your chest?
No idea right now, but maybe I will use it to promotion Polish LAN. We have LAN on January in Warsaw. Mm-hmm. I mean, only Polish players, of course, but I'm super hyped about this. And I want to say thank you to Polish community who sponsored this one. We will have all top Polish pro except Mana, but Spirit, Laser.
Nercho.
Okay, maybe he will come to watch, but actually, nice. But I don't know about. I mean, he's not going to play, but Indy will commentate this one, so I'm super hyped about this. It has, and I'm really hyped not just about games on LAN because I like to play on LAN, but about meeting all the Polish community. It always brings some magic for me to meet all these guys in real, to talk.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and I wish you guys all the best. Now, before you can tell us where we can find you, because I know you do stream a little bit as well, do please talk about your room. Why is your room so big, Gerald?
I live in the house, of course, and this house, it's my family house, it is our first floor is just one room. So when we bought this house, the original creator of this was thinking about no first floor, but then they saw, whoa, we have so much space between roof and floor. We can make first floor, but they have no idea what to do there. They just made super big room. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's not the best story ever, but it's the truth.
Is the room of your parents as big as yours?
I have to say no. It's just normal.
all right.
Normal size room. Yeah.
When are we going to have a home story cup there? Are we going to have a Polish home story cup? Maybe after that LAN, everybody will come back to your place.
Is the LAN in your room? Just be real right now. Are you organizing the LAN, Gerald?
I got a lot of questions from Polish community about this when where we were looking for place to make LAN, but I think my parents wouldn't be happy about this. So I don't know, guys. Maybe one day, yeah. I remember some Twitter photo when was playing against someone on DreamHack, and they just gave my opponent behind. Opponent from earlier day there, yes. So it was almost a LAN setup, So
okay. All right, Gerald. Thank you very much for joining us today and speaking about some of the things you feel passionate about. What's your Twitch channel again? Is it twitch.tv/GeraldSC or just Gerald?
No. It's just Gerald23 ST2. Wait a second. I will. I think it's in the description of Twitter.
All right. When are you going live next?
I mean, I stream every Monday SLNA because SLU is covered by Indie, so I cover SLNA, but just with my gameplay. And I stream randomly during the week, usually something like Friday, Saturday. I didn't stream last 2 weeks because TSL, but I will come back for sure. I think next stream on Monday.
All right. If you guys enjoy PVTs, Gerald versus Hero Marine, twitch.tv/Gerald23SC2 all day, every day. Thank you, Gerald. And last but not least, Dima, the family man. Thank you so much, Dima, for taking some time out of your day for joining us today. It's really lovely to hear from you. We can find you over at twitch.tv/justDimaga. But what else is on the agenda for you other than TSL, I guess, this weekend?
TSL, not much, probably just ladder, like few hours right now after stream, after Pylon show, and maybe tomorrow as well, and then TSL, so a lot of StarCraft, a lot of fun games. And thank you to have me here with you. It was really a pleasure and really nice to be here with you guys. It was really, really cool.
Any special plans for the holiday season with the family?
Actually, nothing special. As usually, it's just family stuff in New Year's and stuff like that.
It's cozy times. How are the boys? Are the boys behaving?
Wow, different. Sometimes good, sometimes they don't listen to me. I know, like all kids, but yeah, it's good. It's good. I'm happy and healthy. The most important, healthy and happy.
All right. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. And obviously wish all of you guys the best one more time. Thank you all so much for joining us on the Pylon Show today. This was it for our shorter edition of the Pylon Show, even though we're still closing in on 2 hours, so it wasn't all that short. But we do have a couple of very special episodes coming up. The holiday specials, we'll make them hopefully as awesome as possible. We'll collect some nice clips. We'll get some lovely guests. Gonna do a player edition and a caster edition, so that should be a lot of fun. And then I'll give the final word, as always, to the man behind the scenes who can't quite figure out the European time zones, but that's okay. Cobra, take it away.
Thank you very much, everybody. Someday I'll figure out time zones. I got nothing much this week. I'm just happy to be here. We'll be back next week with a whole bunch of things. Keep an eye on the Twitter or Discord and send us all of your favorite clips from the past year. Anything you got that was a highlightable moment in StarCraft. It doesn't have to be about StarCraft. If the people were in it about StarCraft. Send us. That's it. Bye-bye, everybody.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye.